So hi everyone, good morning, and here we are live with the daily transform session which we do at 10 a.m. I am Dr. Sumair and I have with me Dr. Deeti, and today we will do a AMA session and we'll take your queries today regarding your preparation strategy.
Yes, absolutely. A very good morning to all of you, and we hope everyone is doing well. And to begin with, today we have the MIQ session for radiology, right? So everyone needs to give the test on the app. It's in the test series section where you have a separate section for MIQs, and you all need to give the test. Dr. Sumair is giving me time to recover with my voice, and I have. It's better today, and hopefully I'll be able to do my MIQ session very, very soon, right?
A lot of students have asked us, okay, sir, what should I do for FMG exam? So what we are doing is on the YouTube now we are doing a session called as most important questions. We have selected the most important questions and topics from both NEET PG as well as FMG. Both the
Yeah.
boards are common, and many times we see a lot of counter repeat in the paper. So even if you're a FMG aspirant, the course that you need to follow on the YouTube is MIQ series, most important question series, and daily in the series we put the test on the app and we do the discussion on the YouTube. Today 7 p.m. I'll be doing the MIQ radiology discussion on the DAMS Daily YouTube channel.
Okay, let's start taking your queries because it's the AMA session. So the first query that I saw was that ma'am SWT करने में बहुत time लग रहा है. So please remember there is a purpose why the DAMS test series comes with a 5 or 6 level testing, right? SWTs is one of the tests in it. It comes with video solutions and it covers last 5 to 7 year PYTs. So, if you know that your subject is weak, उस subject के लिए SWT becomes a very, very comprehensive way of revising and it's worth the time. Second, if you want to do a retrograde revision of your subject, so either you will do the TND or you can use the SWT test as well, right? So whatever subject you want to revise, uska SWT karenge. So you have to understand कि you have to put your time into a place where it reaps you benefits. It's like an investment, right? And definitely doing these various levels of test and test series is going to give you advantage. It is going to get you stronger in that subject. So it's okay even if it takes time. Please do it. Especially target your weak subjects. Okay.
Okay, and I'm side by side looking at your answers also. I see many of you are doing pretty well in the paper. Yes. So, so let's take the next query. एक बच्चा पूछ रहा है कि मैडम कैन यू हेल्प अस विद द शेड्यूलिंग हाउ मेनी डेज टू गिव टू ईच सब्जेक्ट फॉर रिवीजन. I think I'll begin with the mathematical formula and I'll ask madam to add on to this. So my answer to this is, suppose you have 30 days. What you need to do is you need to look at the weightage of that subject in the exam. For example, suppose you get 25 questions from obs and gynae out of 200 in NEET PG. Maybe you get around 30, maybe we put 25. So the formula is 25 by 200 into 30 should be the amount of days or the time that I spend in the revision for obs and gynae. Similarly, suppose you are now, suppose you are giving equal time to a shorter subject in obs and gynae, it would not be correct. Suppose you see in psychiatry, maybe you get 5 or 6 questions. So you will put 5 divided by 200. So that will be into 30 days. So this is called as weighted mean. I have seen many people when they use the weighted mean phenomena, they are able to put the time where the questions are. You don't want to end up in a situation where you put more time in the revision on subjects which will give less questions. So like if you remember yesterday also Dr. DP told the same thing, that you need to put your time on bigger things first, then moderate, then small. So you can actually do the weighted mean. Any subject where you have say 10 questions, so the formula will be 10 divided by 200 into remaining number of days, like 30 days. So 10 by 200 into 30. So it will give you around 1.5 days to cover that subject, and that will give you always keep you in control of your revision.
Okay, so yes, I think fairly okay. And now, in general, this is what I would say is a good time investment now. So for example, we are considering one more cycle of revision. I would say that for very big subjects like medicine, surgery, right, it is okay even if you go around 4 to 5 days. We will target 4 days, but keep a maximum of 5 days. We're not going to go beyond that, right? For subjects like obs and gynae, right, and I would say yes, there are anywhere between 20 to 25 MCQs in NEET PG, even more so in FMG exams, right? So for moderate subjects, I would say keep 2 to 3 days. That's the maximum. Target 2 and take 3 as maximum. Okay. For your short subjects, target half, but I think it will take around 1 day at this time. So it is fairly okay. This is for this cycle of revision. In the next cycle, you will reduce the time by 50%. For example, now you are using LRR or your TNDs, it is okay, you are using 3 days for obs and gynae at the max, right? Then when you do DBT, reduce it to 50%, do it in 1.5 days. Similarly, like you did medicine, let's say in 5 days this time, then you go to your final lap of revision, try and do it in 2 and a maximum of 2.5 days. So this cycle, we will keep it as 4 to 5 days for very big subjects. We will target 4 but stretch till 5. Medium length subjects, we will keep 3 days, okay? Target 2, 2.5. If you take 3, it's okay. Short subjects, we will keep a maximum of 1 day. Target half a day, and I'm sure you'll be able to finish it in 1 day, right? So that should be your time division.
And also, when you make the timelines, keep the timelines till the last final week. Like you should leave one more week in the end. That means, like suppose your exam is on 3rd August, or in the if you're a FMG aspirant, if it is in the July, you need to keep your schedule till 1 week before the exam date, so that in the final week you can do one more quick revision of DBT if you are a NEET PG aspirant, DFX if you are a FMG aspirant. आखिरी हफ्ते में ना एक बार दोबारा से तेजी से देख लेने से फायदा होता है. सो डोंट प्लान टिल द nth डे, प्लान टिल द 1 week बिफोर, keep 1 week for the final go of your quick review.
Absolutely, yes. And somebody said, how many revisions should we do? So we've said this before. As of now, I want you to do one cycle of live rapid revision, LRR. The videos are now available in Back to Basics, right? The notes are also downloadable. If you have seen the videos once, I would recommend don't do the videos again. Now stick to notes. Okay, one cycle of LRR. Maximum, I would want you to go around 10th of July. Even if you go up till 10th of July, it's absolutely okay. You still have time. And after that, we will target only DBT. We will try and do a minimum of 2 revisions of DBT, preferably 3 revisions, rapid ones. Okay.
And also we have updated the back to basics, and I think in the next 2-3 days it will be fully updated. Most of the lectures and the most of the teachers have updated their videos. And so what we are here to tell you here is that in this edition of back to basics we have made it more comprehensive, and yet we have kind of made it more crisp also. So you might think कि कैसे हो सकता है. So we've talked a lot, we've discussed a lot to make sure that it is in the span of time more content and more concepts are covered in a very discussion based manner. Plus we have updated the workbooks also. We are in process of updating the handwritten notes also, which will be releasing in the next few days. Big announcements coming up. And also we want you to use, now I see a question, sir, I'm not able to do well in surgery. And I think one more bacha, Dhruv, is also asking, Anushka is also asking. So my answer to you is that if you find a subject like surgery in which you are weak at, now you have to answer to yourself, is it a major subject, minor subject? Major subject. If it was a minor subject in which you were weak at, I would say maybe use DVT or LRR. But if it's a major subject in which you are not able to score, it will be a game changer if you use your back to basics Cortex AI notes. Now you might say, sir, अभी टाइम नहीं है. तो ठीक है, पूरा लेक्चर देखने का टाइम नहीं है, लेकिन गोल्डन पॉइंट देख सकता है ना. So go to the surgery, find your topics that you're weak at. Is it breast? Is it thyroid? Is it GIT? Is it esophagus? In those videos, click on the Cortex AI button, take out the golden points, go through them, then give a predictive test. At least you will be able to answer all the high yield information as if somebody has summarized the surgery for you. So that is the power of AI on the Back to Basics new edition. So my suggestion are, please do not ignore big subjects. If you see all my answers today, it is like don't ignore big subjects. You have still time. अभी ऐसा ना हो ना कि आप खाली छोटे छोटे सब्जेक्ट्स करते रह जाएं, सर्जरी छोड़ दें, ऑब्स एंड गायनी छोड़ दें, ये बड़े सब्जेक्ट है, पीएसएम छोड़ दें, ये नहीं छोड़ सकते बेटा आप। इनके ऊपर वीकनेस लेके जाओगे तो यू आर पुलिंग योरसेल्फ डाउन।
Also, sometimes when it is a very big subject, तो आप overwhelm हो जाते हो कि शुरू कैसे करें? Should I start from the first page? Should I do something? So, one of the best methods is utilize the efforts that the teachers are putting. For example, we have done the NEET PG predictor series, we have done the MIQs, we have done the PYQ ka BAP, right? Now, when you go through these test papers, you can make a list of topics that the teachers are saying are absolutely top notch on priority, and maybe start from these topics. It's not necessary to start from the first page of the notes. See, close to the exam, it has to be a smart study. And then, as Dr. Sameer said, for these topics, go to even Cortex AI, get the golden points, see where you're going wrong. Is it concept? Is it content itself? Right? So use these test papers that are made by teachers to know which topics to first give priority to. And then yes, absolutely, LRR is going to be a beautiful summary, and as we said, you still have time to do it. Please do it. ठीक है, for example, मेरी OG last push, which is actually based on LRR itself, it's just all put together, including the images. It's just 140 pages ka book, which includes all images, algorithms, right? And the most important points and concepts. You can do this book in one day. That's a promise. Okay, no matter where you've done your obs and gynae from, if you do OG last push, one day and you will get the hang of the key things which you need for your revision. So that is how the LRR is made, right? So utilize it for your big and weak subjects. Don't neglect them. Okay.
अच्छा, एक बच्चे ने पूछा है कि सर मुझे बिग सब्जेक्ट करने में 3 दिन लग रहे हैं और मुझे एंजाइटी हो रही है। सो
ठीक है, it is
प्रिया
absolutely
प्रिया प्रिया
okay.
my question is, if I now say 3 by 30 into 200, that means in a month you are giving 3 days to a subject and the total questions are 200. That comes to 20 questions. And definitely in a big subject you get more than 20 questions. So you are on the right track. You're using my mathematical formula. This is a single formula on which the DAMS classes, material, everything has been based. DAMS always uses the formula of how much our topic is asked in the exam, and then we base the hours in our lectures based on that. And we have seen many people where they, are making video after video without understanding what is actually required of a undergraduate. You're not going to do MD in every subject. You are an MBBS doctor. We need to know certain concepts in every subject during your prof exams also and for your PG exams also. So we have balanced it out using a formula called as weighted mean. You can use the same formula. If you are using 3 days for a big subject, it is correct. As per my formula, you are in the correct game. So don't panic. एक बच्चा कह रहा है कि सर अभी मैंने LRR पोस्टपोन होने के बाद करना शुरू किया है, इमेबर आई थिंक आई कैन पुट इट अप ओनली, और सब्जेक्ट शुरू करके अभी डीवीटी 3 टाइम करा है, पीवाईक्यू का बाप एक बार कर लिया है, LRR अभी शुरू। आई थिंक ठीक है बेटा। आई थिंक प्रिया, यू हैव यूज्ड द पोस्टपोनमेंट. Before postponement, your idea was that maybe I'll only focus on DBT and PYQs, but now with the postponement, you got the time and you have added LRR. That's a great strategy to do, and so that you increase the amount of concepts that you're going through.
Okay, I would like to answer Ananya's query. She is saying, what if I don't have B2B or the smaller courses? Now, the beauty is that you do have 1 month subscription available, right? So you can take that subscription. And if you take it for B2B, it actually includes everything. It will give you LRR also. It will give you the entire test series. And I would strongly suggest anyone who wants to improve, please use DAMS-ka test series in this coming time. With the kind of tests that we are sharing, I think I'm very proud to say it gives a very comprehensive revision. There are grand tests which come with videos. There are mini tests. Okay, for example, there is transform test, there is MIQs, there is DBT revision test. Then there are class tests which again come with videos, SWTs which again come with videos, right? Then there are mock tests as well, right? So there are various levels of tests, and any bacha who is finding it very difficult to do the theory by itself can always do it retrograde. Keep giving tests, identify what you have done wrong, and then go and see this from either your LRR or your main notes. This is the same query that I wanted to answer for a bacha that I saw, that I'm using the 10 GT. Okay, Nidhi. So maybe you can highlight. Nidhi is saying she is following the 10 GT approach and she has already given 5 GTs. Her score remains between 120 to 140. Nidhi, please remember what Sir said. It's just
Are
not
you
giving the
looking
MC
at your
test.
mistakes? Are you looking at the videos of your mistakes? That is the most important question.
So Nidhi, it's very essential, bache, that every time, especially in GTs and mocks, if you are doing an MCQ wrong, you need to see the topic, right? Very specifically only that part. Revise that topic. That is only how you will ensure that you don't do it wrong when something else comes from that topic again, right? So reviewing your GT is very, very essential. Reviewing your mistakes is very, very essential. Look at the mistakes in the GT videos, in TND videos. This was someone else's query as well, right? कि टीएनडी में सारे वीडियो देखूं या जो गलत बेटा गलत किए तो टॉप प्रायोरिटी है सबसे पहले वही देखने हैं ओके
And also, what we are going to do now is, I think I have a few queries in between from final year students or third year students, which are getting, suppressed because of the queries that we are answering for the immediate exam going batch. So I think, Dr. Diti, we can give one transform session exclusively for the MBBS students, where well in
maybe
advance we can
tomorrow
announce.
we can and we can do it year wise so maybe tomorrow we can take up
We can
the
do it
final
third
year
and fourth year, I think we
third
can do
and fourth
together.
year tomorrow yeah
Because there are a
okay
lot of queries that I keep seeing. So tomorrow exclusively we'll be talking to third and fourth year students. So I would request all the third and fourth year students to tell their friends also, so that we can do a single place where we do a lot of query solving.
Okay, somebody is asking, I want to ask that what is best, test and discussion are going to main notes. So I've answered that query previously and we will answer it again. Please remember, if you have done your notes once, at least once, okay, and you feel that you are okay with your notes and concepts especially, then you should always follow it up with test and discussion, right? Because it tells you that you will give yourself some time for revision, but then you will test, then you will see application of concepts, certain areas that you may have left, maybe updates also, approach to MCQs, MCQ skill also, and you will identify what your weak zones are, right? So that is how you decide. Dr. May, you want to add something to it?
Definitely, what I've seen is whenever you do anti-grade study, sometimes you accumulate blind spots. So somebody has to test you and then do a retrograde thing for you. That is the DAMS method, where we always say that once you've done the back to basics, once you've done the ultimate live or a face to face, you've attended the lectures either on an app or face to face with us, then it's a good idea to shift to TND after that, because the TND gives you the advantage of retrograde study, scheduling, and also finding your blind spots.
Okay, there was a query yesterday in my group also, I'll answer it again. There is, if you want to appear for the test and you don't have the subscription, there is a course called as Deadly Combo, okay, which gives you DVT and the entire test series. So, on the student's request, we've made a short course, 1 month subscription available for that. So yes, that will give you access to all the tests in the test series, and then you can practice, okay?
So the special 1 month subscriptions have been created on the app, and they are now available till 30th of June. Anybody wants to, get a 1 month subscription on any of the course like Deadly Combo, Back to Basics, TND, they are all available till 30th of June.
Okay, Anu is asking, who is asking? I didn't see. 145 correct के बाद क्या करना है? So, anybody who is having 145 correct consistently or more is in zone 3 as per the divisions I made. And for zone 3, I have given a special advice. Maybe I can just quickly tell you that advice as well that you need to follow. So this is for all students who have more than or equal to 145 correct consistently. Okay, now the first thing I want you to do is a rapid subject-wise revision, okay, which is very rapid from LRR itself. So yes, the difference is you will have to do it in a shorter frame of time as compared to others. Plus, I want you to cover daily MCQs as well. And for this LRR, I'm going to give you a maximum of 2 weeks, right? You In the zone 3, you can go even shorter. You can take 10 days also. It is more than enough if you have consistently more than 145 correct. I want you to practice 100 MCQs a day, which I have divided like this. 40 you can practice from your strong subjects, 40 in your weak subjects, and 20 you can do from last year's or PYQs specifically, just to ensure that you are rolling it every day or you have a, connection with it. Okay. Then I want you to dedicate the time to DVT, right? Because after this 10 days, go all out on DVT, do multiple revisions and do very fast revisions. Okay. Practice GT and mock, alternate them. And for you, the timeline is every 4 days. Okay. So every 4 days, practice a GT, then alternate it with a mock. And the most important thing for people who have crossed 145, 150, 155 is wrong diary. It is very essential. Otherwise you will plateau and it's very difficult to come out of that zone. You need to see exactly what you have done wrong and then specifically sort of revise that. And that is why I have increased the frequency of your GTs. Okay.
So I think Dr. Deepthi has answered the question that I saw many questions on, sir, I'm stuck at 100, I'm stuck at a GT score, and Madam has talked about all those things. And I wanted to add a line here that, we have to think about that I should not only be working hard, I should also be working smart. So smart working will be in my final month or so of revision, am I giving more days to revising my bigger subjects? Bigger means the subjects which will have more weightage. Am I touching all 19 subjects? That is very important for FMG aspirants. Students who are going to give foreign medical graduate screening exam, FMG exam, keep in mind that you need to revise all 19 subjects. छोड़ के जाओगे ना तो मुश्किल हो जाती है, कभी कभी एक सब्जेक्ट मुश्किल आ जाता है. I see many children when they are prepared, they only do PSM, surgery, medicine, etc. And sometimes medicine or surgery or PSM comes tough, and that year the result does not come well. So I want you to touch all subjects, revise all your subjects from DFX, and appear for mock tests. And students who are appearing for NEET PG also, you need to keep in mind that your NEET PG paper for third and fourth year subjects will be 60% of your paper. Don't get confused with INISET. INISET third and fourth year were 50% of the paper. NEET PG it will be more, it will be 60%. So that should keep in your mind. Also, I see sometimes students asking, sir, whenever I'm giving a DAMS test versus some other platforms, there is a variation in my performance. So keep your DAMS test performance as your benchmark. We try our best to mimic the real exam difficulty level. Whenever you will come back from the real exam, you will see DAMS GTs, DAMS CBTs, they mimic the difficulty in the real paper. I would also recommend to appear for CBTs so that you don't feel anxious on the day of the exam.
And that is exactly why we want you to alternate a GT and a mock, right? For example, this Sunday we have all given mock 9. Now the coming Sunday we will all give a grand test, right? So we will all give GT on the DAMS app. I'll tell you the number of the GT which has to be done. Everyone will do it. And it's very essential that you fill up the lacunae. So if you are not seeing your wrong things, if you're not working on them, only giving GT from one platform, other platform, another, nothing will happen. Okay, it will not budge your score. You will remain at your level, which you have probably reached so far. If you want to jump your level, if you want to go on to the next zone, you need to see what you are doing wrong. You need to work on it. And that's the only way to come out of or improve your number of correct questions. Okay.
And also, I want to make an observation which is very important. Like, suppose you have been an average student throughout your career and you are at around 120 correct at this moment, you have to come out of the FOMO method. Because what I've seen is many times if you are in a FOMO, the FOMO and trying to do so many things and doing actually nothing affects the medium. Like there are some students who are in the top bracket, some students in the bottom, some are in the middle. So the middle students can actually push if they have faith in the system that we are talking about. They can actually go up to the top level. But if you get affected by FOMO, you are the ones who spoil the careers. So it is very important to understand that if you're in the medium bracket, your time is very important. If you use it strategically, you can go into the top bracket. And that strategy is Most important strategy in the final month is, I told you in the beginning of this episodes of Transform series, मैंने बोला मुझे 10 चाहिए ग्रैंड टेस्ट, and you analyze your mistakes with video. If you have done your lectures well, use the TND test papers. If you have not, if you are weak in a big subject, use the Cortex AI golden points for the big subjects. छोटे सब्जेक्ट DVT LRR से निपटाते हैं, लेकिन बहुत कुछ फैला के कहीं ऐसा ना हो आप छोटे सब्जेक्ट पे ज्यादा टाइम लगा दो एंड यू पुल योरसेल्फ डाउन। मतलब देखो ऐसा होता है ना कि आई एम इन द मिडल ऑफ द जोन, आई एम नॉट इन द टॉप ब्रैकेट ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स, आई एम नॉट इन द बॉटम, मिडल में मेहनत करूंगा तो हायर मिडल पे आ सकता हूँ या टॉप में आ सकता हूँ। गलती करूंगा, स्ट्रेटेजिकली गलती करूंगा, ज्यादा टाइम खराब कर दूंगा, कोई भी बोलेगा यहाँ चल वहां चल यहाँ चल, ऐसा करता रहूंगा तो मैं बॉटम मिडल पे आ जाऊंगा एंड आई माइट पुल माई सेल्फ डाउन एंड आई माइट क्रिएट अ प्रॉब्लम फॉर माई सेल्फ। बिकॉज जो मिडिल वाला जोन होता है उसमें बच्चे ज्यादा होते हैं, उसमें क्लस्टरिंग ज्यादा होती है। असली पेपर में एक ही नंबर के ऊपर एक नंबर के ऊपर बहुत हजारों रैंक चेंज हो जाती है। सो माई एडवाइस इज, इट माइट नॉट साउंड गुड बट इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि आप अपने आप को सीरियसली लो, और एक जो हम कह रहे हैं अगर आप उसको फॉलो कर रहे हो तो पूरी तरह करो, पिक एंड चूज मत करो। कई बच्चे ऐसे कह रहे हैं सर आपने बोला ग्रैंड टेस्ट दो तो मैंने क्या किया, एक ग्रैंड टेस्ट दे दिया, फिर उसके बाद आपने बोला ये करो तो मैंने एक ही, मैंने बोला 10 ग्रैंड टेस्ट देने, मैंने एक नहीं बोला, 10 चाहिए मुझे नीट पीजी तक।
And you know, it is very, very essential. Some of you think that unique things are going to give you rank. Please, it's the biggest myth. Half of the time when you're not doing well, it is not because you did not know the unique things. It is because you did not know the core content well. हम लोग क्या करते हैं, जो important topics हैं उनको हमने superficially करा हुआ है and we are thinking कि साथ में और unique चीजें कर लेते हैं, right? And that is a plan to fail. Okay, unique things are not the main score bearers. The main score bearers are easy to moderate questions. You have to ensure that your error rate in the moderate to easy questions is less. For example, I am saying somebody said, okay ma'am, mock 9 थोड़ा आसान था इसलिए मेरे 140 आ गए, which is silly because अगर mock 9 आसान था तो तेरे 170 आने चाहिए थे। Yes, please understand, this is how you judge. If you think it was easy, then why did you not score 170? 140 is a very average mark. Yes, so you need to see yourself with clarity, not with all this mess that is being created outside. If you think a paper was easy, you are valid to say that if you are getting 170 correct. If you are getting 140 correct, 145 correct, you are just on the borderline, and then you are not the right person to say that the paper was easy. Because this means that the common topics that have been asked, you do not know them thoroughly. So when in the real exam, the common topics will have close options. You are going to come from 140 to probably 130. Do you understand this? So please remember this. You will not pass a judgment on the paper unless you are in the right zone. Imagine somebody at 130 correct is saying, I reached 130 because the paper was easy. So if it was easy, imagine in an easy paper, you are in the cluster zone. Where will you be if the paper is a little easy to moderate? In the real exam, you will be again in the cluster zone, where even with 130 correct, your rank is not going to be good enough. Do you understand this? I hope I've made it clear now. Yes. So this is a very, very important thing that you need to understand. It is common topics which are score bearers.
Let me add a quick slide for all of the children here. Now, see, this is what we have discussed today, that for your NEET PG revision, you need to make sure that you are allotting adequate days to the subjects. And I told you the formula, 30 days into number of questions that you get in that subject divided by 200 will be giving you the number of days that you appear. 10 grand test or 5 GT, 5 mock tests, total 10 of the papers should be done for NEET PG. You need to look at the video solutions of your grand test so that you know that where am I doing wrong, especially for your mistakes. PYQs should be 3 years. DVT, LRR is required, and you can use, if you have a weak subject like surgery, obs and gynae, use Cortex AI for the golden points in those topics.
Okay, another, since I decided that I have to literally give you the maybe the blunt truths, but they are the truths. Now, for example, you're giving DAMS tests, okay? There is a GT you've given, there is a mock you've given, right? And let's say one paper you thought is easy, and let's say you have reached 140, and another GT you find, oh, it was difficult this time, मेरे को depression हो गया, my number of characters fallen to 125. This is your truth. You will lie in the main exam also anywhere between 125 to 140, which means if the paper is difficult, you will be around 125, and if it is slightly on the easier side, you will reach a maximum of 140. This is the truth you need to understand. This is where you lie, and you need to push out of this zone. You have to take advantage. You have to know कि easy paper एक सबसे बुरी चीज है. Do you know why? Because if the paper turns out to be easy, all of you will be reaching 140, 145, and you will have great expectation with your rank, but sadly, you will be in the cluster zone. Don't aim for an easy paper. Understand which zone you are in and then try and change your zone. I've told you multiple times, between 125 or 130 to 145, or sometimes even 150 if the paper is easy. It's a very bad zone to lie in. It's a cluster zone where you feel you have done well, but the rank may not be up to your expectation. So please alternate a GT and a mock. It gives you varied difficulties. You will know your zones. कि अगर paper थोड़ा सा आसान आ गया, moderate to easy, my number of correct can jump to 145. This is my upper limit. अगर paper थोड़ा मुश्किल आ गया, my number of correct will go down to 125. This is my bottom. Now I have to work in this remaining time to get out of this zone. And that's why I have given the zone-wise advice, right? So please assess yourself with truthfulness, and you have answers out there in the universe. You don't have to ask anyone for it, okay?
Okay, I'll just quickly add one slide for FMG revision. Students who are appearing for the FMG exam, a lot of them have asked me a question. Let me just, get that slide back. Okay, so what you need to do is please revise your DFX. In your DFX, what I want you to do is revise all 19 subjects. Many students, they are doing a mistake for foreign medical graduate screening exam. They are just selecting कि भाई मैं 6 सब्जेक्ट कर लेता हूँ, 7 कर लेता हूँ उसमें, और कोई उनको बता देता है कि 7 कर ले 200 तो आ ही जाएंगे. ऐसा होता तो बहुत ही आसानी से पास हो जाते ना. कभी कभी कई सब्जेक्ट मुश्किल आ जाते हैं. यू नीड टू टच DFX ऑफ ऑल 19 सब्जेक्ट्स. FMG के CBT अटेंड करने. नीट PG वाले नीट PG का CBT देंगे, FMG वाले FMG का CBT. Online test series में there is a separate section for FMG mock test, FMG class test, and you need to attend the 3-year PYQs of NEET PG and FMG both. This is the model that I want you to follow for your final session of your revision.
Okay, Anshita is asking, ma'am, if we are in zone 3 and I have to repeat a test every 4th or 5th day and I've given mock 9, what should I give now? Give a GT. कोई भी GT जो अभी तक नहीं दिया, the most recent one is 51, but if you missed 50, give that. If you missed 49, give that. If you missed 48, give that, right? It is absolutely okay. All these are recent papers. They're all made by the faculty. They're all covering PYTs and with varying difficulty. Sometimes maybe, let's say, medicine may be tough. In another paper, maybe medicine is easy, but now the surgery paper is tough. Right? So it gives you varying difficulties. So always alternate a GT and a mock, right? So this is how you follow it.
And I feel a lot of, just give me 1 second. I'm just getting a picture up for you. Just give me 1 second. I'm adding a picture. Because I think this is something which needs to be talked about. And I think because today's theme has been Seedhi Baat and, telling you some truths is, I want you to see this zone that I've written in front of you on the screen, middle zone or the cluster zone. And I'm sure, this is what Arditi was also trying to tell you about. This is the most painful zone to be in any situation in your life. Now, I'll just take a leaf out of routine life to make sure that you understand. You ask your parents, they will say कि यार हमने देश में ना ये मिडिल क्लास ही पिसता है, जो नीचे वो बच जाता है, ऊपर वाला तो जीत ही रहा है और मिडिल क्लास पिसता है. कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम में भी वैसे ही होता है। जो टॉपर है वो तो यार मतलब आपने देखा ही होगा, टॉपर है वो तो कई बार ऐसा लगेगा कि बिना पढ़े ही निकाल गया। और जो बॉटम पे है उसको तो पता था मेरा तो होना ही नहीं है। जो मिडिल में बैठा है, जो मेजॉरिटी लोग हैं, जो क्लस्टर में बैठे हैं, एफएमजी के अंदर भी आप देखोगे बहुत सारे बच्चे जो 100 के नीचे स्कोर कर रहे हैं, उसको पता है कि मैंने तो पढ़ा ही नहीं है। बहुत सारे जो 200 के ऊपर भी चले जाते हैं। प्रॉब्लम आती है जो 145, 146, 147, दैट्स द पेन। My question to you is, if you find yourself into the zone that our DP talked about, 120 to 140, it is the zone where you're likely, with small improvements, go into the upper part of the middle zone. With small silly mistakes, small errors in strategy, you will pull yourself down.
Yeah.
उसमें मतलब आप किसी को बता भी नहीं पाओगे कि हुआ क्या, एंड यू विल रैशनलाइज कि नहीं मैंने ठीक ही किया था, एंड यू गेट, जैसे आपने देखा होगा, मतलब आई एम गिविंग बिल्कुल सीधा एग्जांपल फ्रॉम रूटीन
हाँ,
लाइफ।
आज
आप
जरूरत है
अगर
इन
मिडिल
सबको
क्लास में,
सुनने
हम
की
जैसे
ना,
थे, हम
बहुत।
कहते हैं, हम कहानियों में भी सुनते हैं, सब बोलते हैं यार ठीक ही हो रहा है, सरकार भी ठीक ही कर रही है, महंगाई बढ़ रही है, तनख्वाह तो बढ़ती है, मैं मतलब यू विल बी इनटू ट्रैप ऑफ दैट गेम, माई, एंड यू टॉक अराउंड, you listen to your parents, you will, you see the same pain that we all feel when we are in the middle of the zone. Middle
Okay.
zone सबसे मुश्किल है।
Yeah, I have to answer. There was a query. If I'm in the middle zone, which is 125 to 145, no, you don't give the GT every fourth day. No advantage to you. Your problem is still content. So unless you really pick out what you are doing wrong, because it is some common topics that you are doing wrong, then you will better be in trouble, because only increasing number of MCQs is not going to help you. Even if you give 20 GTs, you will stay in this zone. So it's essential that you wait for at least a week, work on your wrong topics, and then get back. Okay. Then Rupal is saying, मैम ऐसे करूं कि सारे difficult topics का एक custom module बना लूं. Why, Rupal? Why? No, paper is not going to be only difficult topics. और फिर पता है क्या होगा, Rupal? Because if you do that, you are preparing yourself only, again as I said, for unique things. वो तो पेपर में कम आएंगी. मेजॉरिटी पेपर मॉडरेट होगा, कॉमन एरियाज से होगा, विद क्लोज ऑप्शंस होगा. नाउ यू आर जोनिंग आउट, यू आर सेइंग ये तो छोड़ देती हूँ, लेट मी डू समथिंग विच इज मोर डिफिकल्ट. Why are you doing that? It has to be a balance. Only 20% of the paper would be of topics or questions, maybe even less, 20 भी शायद ज्यादा है, which are of higher difficulty level. मेजॉरिटी पेपर मॉडरेट होता है, और मेजॉरिटी बच्चे मॉडरेट एमसीक्यूज में गलतियां करते हैं. आपका स्कोर कम इसलिए नहीं आ रहा कि आप डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चंस को हैंडल नहीं कर पाए. आपका स्कोर इसलिए आ रहा है कि मॉडरेट टॉपिक्स में आपका नॉलेज कम था. तो जब ऑप्शंस क्लोज हो गए, यू कुडंट आंसर. सो आपका गोल होना चाहिए कि पहले आई हैव टू मास्टर द इजी एंड द मॉडरेट, which will happen when you cross 145. That's when it consistently, not in one paper, which means you are good enough in your moderate topics. Then yes, increasing the bar helps. Okay, doing unique things will not give you the edge. It will give you a very unique rank, either on this side of uniqueness or that side of uniqueness. Okay. Okay, let's quickly see. And then, yes, we will try and do a session for people who have just completed their internship. I think we can do a separate session. But I would say anybody who has just completed their internship, it's a good idea to at least give the paper and see. So, if you have done the classes, if you're good with notes, it is a good idea to follow up with TND, because TND itself gives you access to back to basics also. But if you feel you are not confident with core concepts, then yes, maybe doing the entire back to basics would help you, right? So go lecture by lecture, build your concepts. Okay?
And
See, this is the right time for me to give you the truth, because I feel अभी भी आप safe area में हो, आपके पास plenty time है. जब टाइम होता है ना, जब आपको सिर्फ पुचू पुचू करना होता है, दिस इज व्हाट मी एंड डॉक्टर समीर से, देयर इज अ सर्टेन टाइम व्हेन यू ओनली हैव टू love and only pamper, because that is the only thing it will work now, your confidence. But I feel you still have time where even if we be a little strict with you, if we show you the reality, you can improve on. Okay.
And all we can say is that whatever we have seen in life is that most people are working, most people are hardworking, most people, especially when we come to the medical aspect of it, and
Yeah.
medical students are
So very
mostly
bright
hardworking,
people.
and most of them are trying to do their best wherever they can. The only thing is, and I want you to hear this bitter line, and it's very important. And somebody told me this some time back, and it hit me also. Sometimes you feel that you're running, but you're running on a treadmill. You're not reaching anywhere. You're not reaching anywhere. You need to run on the road which leads you to the journey and the destination you want to reach. भाग तो रहे हो, मेहनत तो कर रहे हो, कहीं पहुंच
Yeah.
नहीं रहे because you're running on a fucking treadmill. जीतना है ना, तो सड़क पे उस पे भागना पड़ेगा जो मेरी डेस्टिनेशन तक लेके जाती है. मेरा सिर्फ यही कहना है आपको कि and the reason I'm saying this is again and again is you know which subject is weak. तुझे पता है तेरी क्या कमजोरी है, तुझे पता है कि तू कहाँ से भाग रहा है, किस चीज को अवॉइड कर रहा है, तू ग्रैंड टेस्ट नहीं दे रहा या ग्रैंड टेस्ट में गलतियों को नहीं देख रहा, बड़ा सब्जेक्ट छोड़ के बैठा है, सर्जरी वीक करके बैठा है, ऑब्स गायनी तुझे पता है देखनी है, देख नहीं रहा है. डू इट नाउ, डू इट नाउ. डोंट मेक श्योर, ऐसा ना सोचो ना कि अपन ये सोच रहे हैं कि किसी भी तरह से बिजी हो जाए, मतलब यू नो एंड इवन इन व्हेन वी टॉक टू
टाइम नहीं
एंटरप्रेन्योर्स,
काट रहे हम, आप प्लीज मेरी बात
टाइम नहीं
समझो।
काटना, जीतना है.
हाँ,
ओके.
कितने लोग सोच रहे हैं कि ये बस 1 महीना काटना है। प्लीज, ये ना सबसे दिस थॉट प्रोसेस कि टाइम काटना है is the biggest enemy for anyone. When you reach that phase in life, you're not even enjoying your journey of life, right? And I mean it for all age groups. जब आपको ऐसा फीलिंग आए ना कि आपको बस ये टाइम काटना है, तो वो बड़ा डिफिकल्ट फेज है, बिकॉज उसमें कोई ग्रोथ नहीं है, देयर इज नो ग्रोथ, इट इज स्टेटस को। और वो स्टेटस को भी कोई हैप्पीनेस भी नहीं दे रहा। एक होता है ग्रोथ मिल जाए, दूसरा होता है चल ग्रोथ नहीं मिल रही मगर मैं खुश तो हूँ। आधे लोगों का डिफेंस ये होता है, भाई मैं मेहनत नहीं कर रहा मगर मैं ना खुश हूँ। लेकिन जब दोनों ही नहीं मिल रहे, तो फिर क्या कर रहे हैं हम, क्या कर क्या रहे हैं, है ना? तो
It's
टाइम
very
काटने
important
के
that
लिए नहीं
you
आए
may be
हम।
busy. You may be busy, but are you making an impact? Are you making an impact on your career? So you need to shatter the walls that are trapping you, break them open, come out of the box, start thinking for yourself, find what is your weak zone, work on it relentlessly. You will see the results. ऐसे रिजल्ट आएंगे जिसके बाद आप इंटरव्यू दे रहे होगे. आई विल क्विकली टेल यू अ स्टोरी. आई रिसेंटली डिड अ पॉडकास्ट ऑफ अ बॉय एंड आई हैंड ओवर और दी थी आफ्टर दैट. वो लड़का क्लास 9th में 40% मार्क्स लाया, 10th में 40-50% लाया, फेल हो गया, सुसाइडल हो गया. फिर उसका भाई अब्रॉड जा रहा था लेकिन बीमार हो गया और जा नहीं पाया एमबीबीएस पढ़ने के लिए. सो उसके पेरेंट्स ने बोला कि चल ये पैसे तो वापस मिलने दे, तू चला जा. वेंट अब्रॉड टू स्टडी एमबीबीएस. फिर वो एफएमजी पास किया. फिर वो डैम्स में हमारे साथ पढ़ने आया. उसके बाद उसने एमडी रेस्पिरेटरी मेडिसिन गवर्नमेंट कॉलेज में उठाया. आज उसे गोल्ड मेडल मिला. सो आई डिड हिज पॉडकास्ट. उसने बताया कि एक बार तो मैं ऐसा था, मुझे लग रहा है मैं जिंदगी में पढ़ ही नहीं पाऊंगा. एमबीबीएस तो दूर की बात थी, एमडी तो बहुत ही दूर की बात थी, गवर्नमेंट से करूंगा और गोल्ड मेडल भी लाऊंगा, ऐसा तो बहुत दूर की बात थी, लेकिन मैं कर गया. और कहता है कि ये मैं तब कर पाया जब मैंने अपने ऊपर विश्वास करना शुरू कर दिया. उससे पहले मैं अपने ऊपर विश्वास नहीं कर रहा था. एंड सो तो कभी कभी ऐसे डायरेक्ट आपको बताना पड़ता है दैट यू नीड टू टेक चार्ज ऑफ योर सिचुएशन. इट इज पॉसिबल टू कम बैक.
एंड टुडे वी विल एंड दी सेशन विद दिस नोट। सभी ये बच्चे लिखेंगे भी, अपनी कॉपी में भी लिखेंगे, यहाँ चैट में भी लिखेंगे कि वी आर नॉट हियर टू पास टाइम, ओके? वी आर हियर टू क्रिएट वैल्यू आउट ऑफ आवर टाइम. टाइम इज द बिगेस्ट इन्वेस्टमेंट. बहुत बड़े बड़े लोगों ने भी कहा है कि पैसा कुछ नहीं होता, पैसे से भी आदमी टाइम ही खरीदता है, ठीक है? सो टाइम is not, you're not here to just pass time, you are here to create value out of that time. Maybe it is 5 minutes, maybe it is 1 hour, maybe it is a month, whatever it is, you have to make value, you have to create value. value बढ़ाओ उसकी, ठीक है? So टाइम पास नहीं करेंगे, पढ़ाई करके भी कर रहे हो चाहे, टाइम पास नहीं करेंगे. टाइम पास का मतलब सिर्फ ये नहीं होता कि हम मस्ती नहीं करें, हम तो पढ़ रहे हैं, लेकिन पढ़ भी यू आर नॉट जस्ट डूइंग इट कि अच्छा ये किसी तरह बस 1 महीना कट जाए. नहीं, उससे क्या मिलेगा भाई? है ना, क्या मिल जाएगा उससे? सो प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड दिस, consider your time as your biggest investment. Okay, value it and create more value from it. ठीक, चलो।
और ना कभी भी देर नहीं होती। आई जस्ट वांटेड टू एंड दी डिस्कशन विद वन मोर कोट। एक बच्चे ने अभी ट्विटर पे मेरे से पूछा, सर आई एम 27 ईयर ओल्ड, सर्जरी लेनी चाहिए क्या? मैंने उसको सिर्फ एक ही चीज बोली कि सपोज यू लिव अप टू 90 इयर्स ऑफ एज, अगले 63 इयर्स डू यू वांट टू कीप रिग्रेटिंग व्हाट यू डिसाइड टुडे? यू डोंट वांट टू। तो वही आपके लिए भी ट्रू है। डू यू वांट टू थिंक कि आई एम थक गया हूँ इसलिए अब मैं अपना करियर को छोड़ता हूँ, मैं तो थक गया हूँ, तो थक गया तो फिर क्या रिमेनिंग उतने साल जो बच गए हैं वो रिग्रेट करेगा क्या? सो लेट्स मेक इट हैपन. Let's create value out of your time. You're not just here to pass time. You're here to build a massive career. You're here to fulfill the dreams that your parents had for you. You saw this dream. You saw this medical dream. अब टाइम आ गया है, इस महीने मेहनत करके उसको सच लेके आते हैं. Wish you all the best. God bless you, बेटा.
Take care.